it's broken. Alright, so today I guess what we're going to be dealing with is, this is the front plate, or the front plastic valance, or whatever you want to call it, that came off the tractor. And as you can see with it kind of laying here like this, like, it's not good. It's bad. So I could buy another one. They're not that expensive. I think they're 50 or 60 bucks, but it's not going to hurt anything to try to fix it. And I'm hoping that maybe be able to fix it good enough. It won't be great, but it could be good enough. So I went ahead and did one little piece because it's a little cold out today. It is, so we've been dealing with a lot of snow over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks it seems like. So I'll take you out and show you. See? Snow. Too much snow. So that's why the tractor's in here, because I didn't want snow to get on it. Did have to use the snow plow for the four-wheeler for the first time in I think the 5 years that I've actually owned it. So, and it worked well. So I went ahead and did one little piece on here just to make sure that the plastic was going to be able to warm up enough to do what I need to do. So what we're basically going to be doing, and I've already got the little heat gun running, is this wire mesh. And I've used this before, like I said before that I've done it, and it's not great on here, but I broke this little fender right here, and I ended up covering this up with some Bondo that I had sitting around, but it cracked all the way up to about here. So basically what I did is I drilled that right there to keep the crack from going any farther, and then on the back side heated up the plastic. And what you do after you heat the plastic up is, like I said, I already did a small little test piece here, and this one isn't quite done. I was wanting to make sure that it would hold. So you basically melt the plastic and then you squeeze that together, and the plastic will come on the outside. What you want to do is spread it. I just did this with a pair of pliers right here. But what you want to do is then like spread it with a knife or just with a screwdriver, just something flat on the side. And what that plastic will do then is the plastic will come over the mesh and it'll kind of help hold it all back together. But I really did just want to make sure that this was going to even work today, because like I said, it is a little chilly. It's warmer out today than what it has been the last few weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and hopefully we can make it look better than what it currently is. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's just not going to. It is what it is. And worst case scenario is I'm going to have to rebuy this piece from Kubota, and that's not the end of the world. But that little piece that I did already is right here on this back side, and what it is this thing is kind of concaved in a little bit. So I'm trying to push that back out a little bit. That's why I got this other radiant heater right here going. Not only does it keep my hands warm, but it's also just like pre-warming some of the plastic. It's making it a little bit more pliable for me, so I don't have to worry about it or sitting there holding it on too long. Because even with an older crappy heat gun like this one, you got to watch it, because once this stuff starts to melt, it'll go quick. So you want to make sure that you're doing it and being careful and going at a relatively good pace for it. But like I said, some of these pieces here are going to be, it's going to be tough to try to, especially with only two hands, it's going to be tough to try to get it back into place and then get it melted and then form that mesh around all these different contours that we're dealing with. I mean, it's got all these ridges in here that are supposed to be there for strength, which I say that they do work, but not when you're running through a bunch of brush. And I mean, it's broken all the way over into here. So I'm going to see what I can do. Hopefully this will go okay. But everything else on here works. So I mean, remounting all these mounting tabs and stuff whenever I get to it, that's not going to be an issue. This stuff I can still kind of push into place to make it straight. So alright, I'm going to get going. so I've been working on this for longer than I realized, according to the SD card. But so I'm done-ish, I guess. This, it didn't go bad. It looks bad from the other side, but from this side you can tell, like you can see through all of that. The perforations that are in the grill piece right here, because there does need to be some airflow that comes through there, because it is obviously protecting the radiator and the tractor. I knew the perforations, whenever they started to melt, were gonna easily like push over on each other, which they did down here, which is what you want if you're dealing with like a flat piece of plastic or a solid piece of plastic. But you can see how it came over on here. I'm still okay with that. I mean, it's definitely not going to get, it's not going to stop airflow from coming through. That tractor just never, it never really gets warm anyway. I mean, the other day I was out with it and it never came up off the sea. So it's a pretty cool running tractor as is, until you're bush hogging. Once you're running the PTO and stuff, it obviously it'll warm up a little bit more, but it's never even come close to getting hot on me. So I think this is going to be fine. Like I said, if it was a solid piece, I would work it even more. But it's holding together. It actually doesn't look too terribly awful. Like I said, and I'm kind of fine with the way that it is. It's just, it is what it is. I can buy another piece. I would just rather do something like this, to where when I'm looking at it, while it's on the tractor, I mean, it's going to be dark back behind here too, because the engine bay of the tractor is kind of dark. You're not really going to notice. I mean, I do notice there's one other crack where I didn't really get a piece of the metal mesh through, but I went ahead and threw some undercoat on there, some of the rubberized undercoat on there, because I thought that might work the best. Nope, this was the only one that was actually working. All my other stuff is clogged up because it's sat there for way too long. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the tractor. Okay, so it's done. So you can see it right there, hopefully, because the back of my camera is not working and I can't really see. But it's, like I said before, it's not perfect, but it actually looks right. So it's back on. Hopefully it'll be a little bit stronger, and with the addition of this, hopefully that'll help out a lot too. So but that'll be seen later on, whenever I actually get out and get back into the brush and start using it. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. Like I said, this would be a better way of doing stuff if it was going to be on a solid piece of plastic, something like a four-wheeler, or just any other solid piece of plastic that you need. It's just a cheaper, easier way to try to fix something up. It's never going to look like it used to look whenever it came from the factory, but that's what happens when you break crap. Thanks for watching.